Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Nandana Prasajanaranjana Yashoda Nandana Prasajanaranjana Jamuna Tirtha Vanachari Jamuna Tirtha Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hey Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajanaranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajanaranjana Jamuna Tirtha Vanachari Jamuna Tirtha Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hey Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parikvajikacharya Stotara Sata Shishimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Anantakoti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Go Premanandi Oh glories to the assembled devotees Oh glories to the assembled devotees Oh glories to the assembled devotees Oh glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Narayanam namaskritya naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayat. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 8, chapter 3, chapter entitled Gajendra's Prayers of Surrender, text number 11. Satvena pratilabjaya Naishkamyena vipaschita Nama kaivalya nataya Nirvana sukha samvide Satvena pratilabhyaya Naishkamyena vipaschita Namakaivalya nataya Nirvana sukha samvide Satvena pratilabhyaya Naishkamyena vipaschita Namakaivalya nataya Nirvana sukha samvide. Not today. Thank you. Mataji's. Satvena, by pure devotional service. Pratilabhyaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is achieved by such devotional activities. Naishkamyena, by transcendental activities. Vipaschita, by persons who are sufficiently learned. Namaha, I offer my respectful obeisances. Kaivalya Nartaya, unto the Master of the transcendental world. Nirvana, for one completely freed from material activities. Sukha, of happiness. Samvide, who is the bestower. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of the transcendental world. Therefore, I offer my respect unto him. Translation responsively. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of the transcendental world. Therefore I offer my respect unto him. Someone fix this? Can you fix this? So it doesn't keep dropping. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood only by devotional service. Bhaktya mama bijanati yavanyas chasmi tattvataha. If one wants to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth, he must take to the activities of devotional service. These activities are called sattva or shuddha sattva. In the material world, activities of goodness which are symptomatic of a pure brahmana are appreciated. But the activities of devotional service are shuddha sattva. In other words, they are on the transcendental platform. Only by devotional service can one understand the Supreme. Devotional service is called naishkarmya. Mere negation of material activity will not endure. Naishkarmyam apyachyuta bhava varjitam. Unless one performs activities with reference to Krishna consciousness, cessation of material activities will not be helpful. In hopes of achieving naishkarmya, freedom from material action, many highly elevated sannyasis stopped their activities. Yet they failed and returned to the material platform to act as materialistic persons. But once one is engaged in the spiritual activities of Bhakti Yoga, one does not fall down. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore an attempt to engage everyone always in spiritual activity, by which one becomes transcendental to material actions. The spiritual activities of Bhakti Marg, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, lead one to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, as stated here, Satvena Pratilabhyaya Naishkamyena Vipaschita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. The Gopaltapani Upanishad 15 says, Bhaktir Asya Bhajanam Tad Iha Mutro Padi Nairashyenai Va Mushmin Manasaha Kalpanam Etad Evacha Naishkarmya. This is the definition of naishkarmya. One acts in naishkarmya when he fully engages in Krishna conscious activities without material desires to enjoy. either here or in the upper planetary systems, in the present life or in the future life. Iha amutra, anyabhilashita shunyam. When one is freed from all material contamination and he acts in devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, one is on the platform of Naishkamya. By such transcendental devotional service, the Lord is served. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Omagyan timanandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam jena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Shri Chaitanya manobishtam stapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamayam dadati swa padantikam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhi evacha petitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Why is Srimad Bhagavatam special? Because it was written in Vyasadev's maturity. Vyasadeva already wrote everything. All the Puranas were written, right? There are 18 Mahapuranas and 18 minor Puranas, right? Everything was written. Mahabharata was written, Ramayana was written, all the Puranas were written, all the Upanishads were written, all the Vedas were written, right? The four Vedas. Everything was written, right? But then if you read in the chapter 4, 5, 6, and then 7 of the first canto, it describes that Vyasadeva was not feeling satisfied. When you look at someone's face, the face is the index of the mind. So Narada is the guru of Vyas. So when he saw the face of Vyasadeva, he said, "You are not satisfied. How can that be? You just wrote all the Vedic literatures for everyone in Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, people forget things. Is it true or not?" Oh my God. Kali Yuga ki? Everyone forgets. You don't even remember what I just said. Everyone just forgets. This is Kali Yuga. Memory is not good. So therefore, they had to write everything down. Ganesh, you know Ganesh, Ganapati? Ganeshji, you've met him? So Ganesh, he had to write everything down because he has 4 arms. 2 arms he's writing. When the 2 arms are tired, then the other 2 arms take over. So Vyas just spoke. And then Ganesh wrote everything. All the Vedas were written. So imagine you wrote everything. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the 18 Mahapuranas. It's called Bhagavat Purana. So that was already written. Bhagavatam was already written. But still he didn't feel satisfied. You imagine, you've done all of that work, all that service, and you don't feel happy, you don't feel satisfied. So Narada said, "What's wrong? You don't look satisfied." He said, "Could it be that you have not exclusively glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you have not elaborated properly upon the subject of pure devotional service, uttama bhakti, pure devotional service?" So he said, maybe that is it. So then he took the indication from his guru, and then he went away. You look in the beginning of chapter 7 of Canto 1. If you look at chapter 7, he goes away and he meditates. And Vyas goes into a very deep state of contemplation. And he has realization. And then he writes Bhagavatam the second time. This is what we have now, the Bhagavatam. Now this book that we have now, this has everything within it. It has pure devotional service, perfectly explained. and it also has glorification of Krishna exclusively. That's why it is considered to be the Mahapurana. It is the best of all the Shastras. There's nothing better than the Bhagavatam. That's why it's called Grantha Raj. It is the king of the scriptures, the emperor of all the Shastra. And actually you see that when the Acharyas quote, and they want to make some point, they quote the Bhagavatam as their main authority. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he would study Bhagavatam every day when he was in Puri with Gadadhar Pandit. Who was Gadadhar Pandit? Incarnation of Radha. So, who is the best person to teach you about bhakti? Radha. Who knows bhakti the best? She does. So he would go with Gadadhar every day and study Bhagavatam. And this, he came to his most ecstatic realizations by studying Bhagavatam. So that's why Bhagavatam is considered the highest of all the Shastras. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So he was studying Bhagavatam very, very carefully. So here we're hearing that Bhagavatam speaks about pure devotional service. And today is Nirjala Kodashi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, a Kodashi is the mother of devotion. Same as Janmashtami and Radhashtami and Baladev Purnim and Julan Yatra and Gaura Purnim and Nityananda Triyodashi. All of these festivals, they are the mother of devotion. Sometimes in devotional service, do you feel like you lose your enthusiasm? Hands up if sometimes you feel. Sometimes you feel like your enthusiasm, it goes. That's okay, because the material energy is powerful. This is called avidya, ignorance. Sometimes you feel unenthusiastic, that's okay. So it means that in Harinam Chintamani, Haridas Thakur says, if you feel like that, then you should observe the festival days very carefully. And then your enthusiasm will come back. Sometimes you feel unenthusiastic, but then you have a nice Janmashtami, and then now you feel enlivened again. And that's what a Kodashi is for. Every 2 weeks you have an opportunity. If you're feeling unenthusiastic, then just do a nice Kodashi. Today I will not drink any water. Today is Nirjala Kodashi. Because the story goes, long time ago, in a land far, far away, is called Bharatvarsha. Today we call it India. So if you go to India, there was a place. And there was a dynasty called Pandavas. There were 5 brothers. And the second brother, he was the son of Vayu. He's very powerful. His name is Bhim. Bhim means awesome. Powerful. He was 12 foot tall. Imagine when he walks in the door, he had to duck down like this to get in. Imagine if he walked in here now. Bhimasen. Bhimasen. Sen means like army. He was like what we call one-man army. If he came, he could defeat a whole army by himself. That's how powerful he was. How strong was he? 10,000. Not 10,000, I said last time. How many? 80,000. Better, 80,000. Remember, he drank 8 pots of nectar. Hadi Baba, why don't you remember all these things? 80. Strong as 80,000 elephants. This is Bhimasen. So he was so powerful. His name was also called Vrikoda. Vrikoda means alligator belly. It doesn't matter how much prasad you put in there, still he is hungry. Just more and more. He would eat so much. Actually, sometimes it says sometimes he might have eaten too much. Just eating so much. So it was hard for him to follow a Kodashi. Now, the devotees like to follow a Kodashi, which means on a Kodashi we don't eat grains and beans. Because Pap Purush goes into the grains and beans, so we don't touch. But then some devotees like to be more strict. No prasad. Some devotees even nirjal, no water. So it's nice. The reason you do this, right, because it is tapasya, the reason you do this is because then if you don't eat and drink and reduce yourself, you have more time to serve Krishna. That's why we do a Kodashi Vrat like that. Or Janmashtami, we don't eat or drink. Why? Because then we have more time to serve Krishna. It's not that you do a Ekadashi, you don't eat and drink, and then you just go and sleep. I can't think of, that. That's not the point. Then that's not why we do a Ekadashi. Then you're better off you just eat. Because what are you doing? You're just sleeping. You're not doing anything constructive. The reason we don't eat and drink is so then we can do more service to Krishna. That's the point. No? So it was difficult for him. It's difficult for many of us. Like today, I'm not going to have any water or eat anything. That's okay. I can do it. I'm a little bit older now, so my body doesn't need as much energy. That's okay. But for some young devotees, very difficult. Oh my God. What? No prasad? What is this place? No? I can't eat, I can't drink. It's difficult. So if you can't do it, then okay, you take prasad, that's okay. So then, it was difficult for him to do it, Ekadashi, strictly. So then he said to Krishna, I can't do it. I can't do it. Krishna said, okay, just do it one time a year. Just once, one day of the year, nirjal. No eating, no drinking that whole day. And then you'll get the benefit of all the other Ekadashis. That's why we do it. Because if you do it today, nirjal, then you get the benefit of all the other Ekadashis. It's very powerful. It's easy to do it in Australia because today it's like 12 degrees or something. So you're not thirsty anyway. But if you're in India today, it's hot. It's like 40 degrees or something. So imagine doing nirjala in India. That would be tapasya. Yeah? Everything is easy for us. If you're born in Melbourne, Mahaprabhu Mandir, everything is easy. So much prasad, so much opulence. There's not many temples like this in the world where you get this much facility. Bhakti is very easy here, in one sense, but there's also a lot of service. Here you get 10 times more service than at most other temples. Which is good, means you get purified. If you want to get purified, you have to jump in the fire. You can't just stand on the end and just keep your hands warm. There's not Melbourne Temple. Melbourne Temple means you have to jump into the fire. But when you jump into the fire, it will burn everything. The false ego will get burnt. Are you ready? Are you ready to get the false ego burnt? Good, you came to the right temple. We will burn it for you. We will set the fire and we will throw you in there and then we will say, very good. Your false ego is getting burnt up. Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir ki? Burning the false ego ki? So today is Nirjala Ekadashi. So if you can do it, it is very good. It is very powerful. So it's called the mother of devotion. It increases your bhakti when you do Ekadashi nicely. If you do Ekadashi nicely, if you absorb yourself in hearing and chanting all day and serving Krishna all day, you will get enthusiasm. That's the mother of devotion. So Bhagavatam is teaching pure devotional service. That's why. So Vyasadeva had to write it again to teach us pure devotional service. So what is the definition of pure devotional service? Prabhupada speaks about it nicely in this purport. There are different levels of surrender to God, surrender to Krishna. In this verse we hear about Naishkamya. Naishkamya means? Naishkamya means without desires. Karma means activity. Naish means without. So in the Bhagavad Gita there is a yoga ladder. In the Vedas there is a yoga ladder, right? There is the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. Have you heard of Karma Kanda? Have you heard of it? You must have heard. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. You must have heard of these things. Yeah. These are different portions of the Vedas. Most of the Vedas actually are Karma Kanda, around about 96%. Most of it's Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda means you worship devatas to fulfill your material desires. Okay, so you want a beautiful wife. Okay, you worship this demigod. Right? You want to become rich. Okay, you worship that demigod. You want a nice son. You worship this demigod. Right? This is Karma Kanda. You want something, you go here. Right? It's called Vanik mentality. Vanik means you go to the shop. Like you want to buy a sari, you go to the shop. right? And you give some money, you get the sari, right? So it's like that, Vanik mentality. You go to the demigods, I will do this puja, I will do this austerity, I will do all these things, and then you will give me this. Is it okay? And demigod said, no problem, I can give you whatever you want, just do it. So it's called karma kanda. So this is lowest level. Karma kanda is good because it's in the Vedic system, people, they worship the demigods, so at least they accept a higher authority, which is different to many people in Kali Yuga. People in Kali Yuga, they don't even think you have to do anything to get anything anymore. I just work hard and I will get everything. It doesn't work like that. You can work hard, but then if your karma says everything will get taken away, everything gets taken away. I know people who work hard their whole life, but they never get rich. They always just stay on like a medium level. No? So this is your karma. No? So it's not just like, if you want to succeed, you have to approach higher authority. No? Does it make sense? So this is called karma kanda. That's why it's considered to be a Vedic level. It's not bhakti, it's not pure devotional service. But at least it gives everyone a concept of, I have to worship someone higher if I want something. Which is good, because then if someone meets a devotee, what does the devotee tell you? What do devotees say when they meet you? Are you serving Krishna? Or when you meet devotees, say, would you like to do some service? Prabhuji, Mataji, would you like to do some service? Don't say yes. Because once you say yes, your life is finished. I came here 35 years ago. I walked in here. They said, would you like to do some service? I said, yeah, sure. Now 35 years later, that's all I've been doing. My whole life, gone. Nothing, just bhakti, 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 everything, just bhakti, everything. This place is a dangerous place. If you come here, your life will be finished. Your whole life taken. Just service to Krishna only. This is the power of bhakti. Very dangerous place. So if you meet the devotees, you might be doing karma kanda, but then if you meet the devotees say, you don't have to worship demigod, you can worship Krishna, Vishnu. Oh, okay. What will I get if I worship him? You will get anything. Akama sava kamo va moksha kama udaridi. It says in Bhagavatam. Akama sava kamo va moksha kama. No matter what you want, go to Krishna. You want material things? Okay, go to Krishna. I want to be rich. Okay, go to Krishna. Krishna will give you everything you want. He will make you rich, no problem. And then he will take everything away. I've seen it. I've seen it. He gives you everything, but then when you become attached to it, then he takes it. Like with Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj wanted the whole universe. Krishna said, no problem. Here it is. But maybe I'll take it away as well. That is Krishna consciousness. Karma kanda is good, but higher than karma kanda is, in Bhagavad Gita we hear about, sakama kama yoga. What is sakama kama yoga? Sakama means with desires. So you have desires, but you dovetail those desires in Krishna's service. That is called sakama kama yoga. I have material desires, I want something, but I go to Krishna for it. That's good, right? But it's not the best. Right? So you can do that, but then later on Krishna will take everything away from you anyway. Right? Then higher than that is what we hear about here, is called Naishkama Kama Yoga. Naishkama Kama Yoga means no material desires. It means you just serve Krishna the way he wants to be served. I'll just do any service. Hands up if you will do any service for Krishna. Anything. Yeah, that should be the attitude of the devotee. Whatever you ask, yes, I will do it. Oh, Prabhuji, please give me some service. Oh, Prabhu, come and wash the pots. Oh, Prabhuji, oh, no, I'm actually busy now. I can't actually. I will do this service, but I won't do that service. That's not pure bhakti. So this is called Naishkam Kama Yoga. It means you don't have material desires. And this will lead to pure devotional service. And that's what the Bhagavatam is teaching. And what is the book which teaches us about pure devotional service? What is it called? Nectar of Devotion, yeah. In Sanskrit we say Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Right? Prabhupada summarized it, summary study, called it Nectar of Devotion. That teaches you pure devotional service. Now there's one verse in that book, which Prabhupada is quoting here, which is the definition of pure devotional service. Anyabhilashita shunyam. Right? Anyabhilashita. Shunya. Shunya means zero or without. And nothing. Taken away. Shunya. Devoid of. Anyabhilashita means separate desires, material desires. It must be without. Bhakti must be without. Anyabhilashita means material desires which do not obstruct your service to Krishna. And there's some nice examples which are given. What's one nice example? Say you're in a car and the car is about to crash. Have you ever been in that situation? Right? Sometimes you get in these situations, right, in life. Things happen. Right? Radhanath Swami said one time, I was there, he said, in the material world, anything can happen at any time. Material world key? Right? Anything can happen at any time. That's material world. You don't know what's going to happen today. Today could be your last day. You don't know. No? This is material world. There's no guarantee. Dukalayam ashashvatam.com. This is material world. Krishna told us that when you came. You want to go to material world? Okay, dukalayam ashashvatam. You still want to go? I just need some space. I just need some time to myself. Okay, go. Right? You go and then now big mess. Big trouble in little India. There's a big problem here in this material world. So, sometimes you might be, say, like in a car accident or something, or the car is looks like it's about to have an accident. Sometimes you get in these situations and then you pray to Krishna quickly. You say, Krishna, save me. So what you're asking for is, Krishna, save my material body, which is not pure devotional service, because you're asking for something material. But it is not contrary to pure devotional service. Do you understand? Right? It's not pure devotional service. It's a desire. It's a material desire. But it's not contrary, because if Krishna does save your body, what will you do? You'll serve him. Okay, so it's not, does it make sense? So that is called anyabhilashita shunyam. Not that there's no desires at all, but the desires cannot be contrary to pure devotional service. Just like you have to eat and sleep, right? Sleeping is not really, it's not really a devotional activity, because you're asleep. You're not really doing anything for Krishna, but you're resting your body so that you can get up and then serve Krishna more. We need rest, right? We all need rest. If you don't rest, you go crazy. Right? Bhagavatam says sleep is a function of buddhi, intelligence. You see, when you don't get enough sleep, your buddhi stops working. That's what happens to me. Right? One day if I don't get enough sleep, I'm okay. 2 days I don't get enough sleep, start getting problem. 3 days, big problem. Now my intelligence just goes crazy. I start saying crazy things, doing crazy things. Right? Because your intelligence, right? So sleep is a function of intelligence. Right? So anyabhilashita shunyam, that's the definition of bhakti. You can have material desires, but the desires must not be contrary to Krishna. Just like grihastha ashram. Is that a spiritual desire or a material desire? Right? It's material. Right? You don't need a material body. We've all got material bodies. You don't need this body. You've got the body, but you don't need it. Right? So, and the body's desires and the body's needs, they are material. If marriage is not spiritual, marriage is material. We make it spiritual by offering it to Krishna. Having kids, sex life, that's not spiritual, that's material. We spiritualize it by connecting it to Krishna. But these are all material things. But if you use them in Krishna's service, they're not contrary to devotional service. Does it make sense? So that's pure devotional service. Anyabhilashita shunyam. It's not that you don't have material desires, but they can't be contrary to Krishna consciousness. Jnana kama dhyanavritam. Jnana, karma, it means bhakti cannot be covered by these. Right? Karma means material activities. They can't cover your bhakti. Right? You don't let those things cover your bhakti. It's a nice example in Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Mahaprabhu's father passed away. What was Mahaprabhu's father called? Jagannath Mishra. And when he passed away, where did Lord Chaitanya go? Gaya. And what did he do there? Yeah, Shraddha ceremony for his father, right? So, once again, this is not a spiritual activity, right? It's a ritual that we do for the body, right? But if you do those rituals, because we have obligations in this world, so when someone passes away, we have to do these things. We go and we do the rituals and all those things, but they must not cover our bhakti. Do you understand? This is the definition of pure devotional. So, okay, you do the rituals, but they don't cover the bhakti. In other words, you don't go and do the rituals and worship all the demigods and do all these things. Sometimes the priest will tell you to do so many things. Like, do you know where I live? No? Do you know the place, what the name is, the place I live? It's called HareKrishnaValley.com.au. Right? So if you go to Hare Krishna Valley, I get phone calls all day long. Right? My phone's on silent, right? Because my phone rings all day. People asking me, and people ring me and they say, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, my panda asked me, I have to pass my baby underneath a black cow. Can you do it for me? Hare Krishna? Hello? These are the kind of phone calls I get all day. Right? You want to take my phone for a day? Haripa, what are you doing? You don't steal in the temple. So, the phone rings. But these are all material things. People say to me, we want to donate a cow. People quite often ring, we want to donate, my pundit says I have to donate a cow. I say no. I say you sponsor the cow that we already have. Because all you want to do, you want to give the cow, but you're not going to do anything for the cow. And then we have to look after it for 20 years. Right? Where is your logic? I have to donate a cow. No. We already have cows. We have 27 cows and bulls. You sponsor them. We're already looking after them. Right? That is bhakti. So the point is you can go and do these Shraddha ceremonies when your parents pass away and you can do all that, but you don't worship the demigods. It doesn't cover your bhakti. Right? It always has to be focused on Krishna. You don't stop chanting your rounds. When your father or mother passes away, it's very distressful. Or sometimes, devotees lose one of their children. It's very distressful. But you don't stop your bhakti. This is what it means. This is the definition of pure devotional service. Right? All of these material things, they don't cover our bhakti. Karma, jnana, anavritam means yoga and different things. Right? You can do those things, but don't let them cover your bhakti. Does it make sense? That's pure devotional service. Right? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana kama dhyanavritam anukuyena. Anukul means favorable. Favorable. Anukul. What's the opposite to anukul? Pratikul. Pratikul. Pratikul means unfavorable. You do the service, but you don't want to do the service. That's called pratikul. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you like to do some service? Yes. Okay, sweep the floor. Oh no. So then you get the broom, everyone goes out and you sweep. Why do I have to sweep the floor? Why doesn't someone else sweep the floor? Why doesn't Krishna sweep the floor? You know, he can just make the floor clean. Why doesn't he just make it clean? I'm sweeping. Right? That's practical. It means you're not favorable. That's not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means I want to do the service. I do the service as well as I can for Krishna. Bhakti actually means attention to detail. That's bhakti. Attention to detail. You do the service, but you make sure every detail is particular. Right? That is pure devotional service. Right? You make sure everything is done. In India we say, pakka. Pakka. Okay, pakka. So devotional service should be pakka. Means done properly. First class. Don't do second class devotional service. Don't offer Krishna something second class. Or I burnt the offering. But Krishna, I did it with bhakti, it's burnt, but I'll offer it to you because my heart, no. It's second class. You don't offer burnt prasad to Krishna. You go and cook again. Right? You have to do everything first class. That is pure devotional service by definition. So anukul means favorable. Right? It must be pleasing to Krishna and it must be done with favorable intent. This is bhakti. It must have these two elements. Does it please Krishna and is it favorable? I've told many times, you know, many years ago, people always leave things here, just like there's a bag there, right? And some milk, right? People always leave things here for the deities. So I said many times, someone left a little box. So we thought, oh, a little box for Krishna, what's in the box? So we took it into Pujari room, right? And then we opened up the box of cigars. Right? Because in the West, or maybe in India as well, I don't know, but, you know, it's like a good gift. Oh, I gave you a box of cigars. But there's one problem. Krishna does not smoke. So it's not good. It's not a good gift for Krishna. Because it's favorable. The person was favorable. He did it with maybe even love. He did it with bhakti. But it did not please Krishna. Right? Krishna plays a flute. You never see him hold cigar. Right? Krishna plays the flute. So you have to give Krishna what he wants, not what you want. Right? That is bhakti. So bhakti has to have these two elements. It must be favorable and pleasing. Is it what Krishna wants? And do you give it favorably? Then it becomes first class. Right? Does that make sense? Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Right? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnanakamadyanavritam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Right? Krishna means Krishna and his incarnations. Right? If you worship any incarnation of Krishna, that is pure devotional service. Nrsimhadev, if you worship him with pure bhakti, that is pure devotional service. But in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 12, or chapter 11, I can't remember which chapter Prabhupada writes it, but end of chapter 11 or end of chapter 12, Prabhupada says we should only focus the consciousness on Krishna. And Prabhupada actually says not on any other form. He says that. And not even Krishna outside of Vrindavan, he actually says that. Right? In the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says that's our tradition. That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's consciousness. Right? So Krishna anushilanam. Bhakti Uttama. Bhakti Uttama. Uttama means topmost, the best, the highest. Right? Uttama Bhakti, pure devotional service, must be exalted. Right? Krishna anushilanam. Anu means to follow. Devotional service only works when you follow. You must have an authority. Otherwise, you will not be accepted by God. No? If you render service, what's Krishna going to say when he looks at you and you're doing service? He's going to say, who is your master? Who are you serving? Anu means you must be following someone. Who is it? That's why when we come and we offer obeisances to the deities, we offer the pranam to our guru first. Because we're identifying, I am the servant of such and such. No? Because then you're connected to Krishna, you're accepted by Krishna. So that is called Anu. Anushilanam, bhakti uttama. Otherwise, not pure devotional service. So in here, in the Bhagavatam, we hear about pure devotional service. That's why the Bhagavatam is considered the most exalted of all the scriptures. So we're hearing Gajendra. Gajendra is praying, and he's praying, I made a big mistake. I got into the river, right? And now I'm in an elephant form, and now I'm in a fight with a crocodile. Can you please help me? Quite often we do this, right? When our life goes terrible, then we say to Krishna, please, can you help me? But we shouldn't just say to Krishna when our life goes terrible, not on just those days. We say, Krishna, can you help? Every day we should say to Krishna, Krishna, please, can you look after me? I will serve you, I'll do anything you want, but please, can you look after me? Everyday.com. Srila Prabhupada ki? Any questions or comments in this material world? Any other questions? Yeah.
Hey Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. You were talking about devotional service. So my question is, I often hear in lectures that devotional service is understood to be like something practical, like doing deity worship and like cleaning the floor. But how is chanting and hearing considered as service?
Because when you hear about someone, you hear their glories, it makes them happy. So when you're hearing about Krishna's glories, Krishna is the best, right? Then that pleases Krishna. Oh, you're hearing, oh, he's glorious, and you're thinking of him. And when you chant his glories, just like if you're in another room and someone says something about you, they say, oh, she is so nice. Like you think, oh, wow, that person is so nice. So when Krishna hears us saying that, Hare Krishna, with devotion, we say his name or we say Krishna is glorious. Krishna hears that chanting and that hearing, and then he becomes satisfied. Does it make sense? Yeah, because he's a person. Like we like to hear people say nice things about us. That's psychology, it's natural. And when Krishna hears us saying nice things about him, he's happy because he's a person. Does it make sense?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, please come again. Any other questions? Okay, just here. Front.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, my question is like you mentioned like you have to do a service like to the first priority and like not a second. You mentioned in that you have to do a good service, not a second class service. Yeah. So my question is like that whenever we are making food at home and we are offering to the Krishna, but sometimes it's happen like the salt quantity is little bit high or low. So that service come in a second class service or a first class service?
Well, that's second class, because if you offer Krishna, it's too salty. If you taste it, it's called Atmavan Seva. Atmavan means whatever I am experiencing, the Lord is also experiencing. So if you taste it and it's too salty, that means it's too salty for Krishna. So that means the next day you should fast. Any other questions? Is that okay?
It's true.
So it means, maybe you don't have to fast, but it means, try to offer Krishna the nice things. It means learn how to cook. So you don't offer Krishna too salty. It's not good. It's not good. Okay. Any other question? Siri has a question. How can I help? You can be quiet. Okay. Any other question? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the nice class. I had this question, like you mentioned that most Vedas, they are about Karma Kanda, or about the different, how to worship the devatas to get something from them. But like, like the devtas also offer what Krishna allows them, right?
What's that?
Like the devtas or the demigods, they can only offer us what Krishna allows them to offer. So indirectly, aren't we reaching out to Krishna?
No, because you're asking for something material. You're asking for a husband. That's a material desire. The demigods get the power from Krishna, but that's not what Krishna wants you to ask for. So the demigods take care of that on his behalf. Because when you approach Krishna, Krishna doesn't want to deal with all those things. He will. Now, if you go to Krishna and you ask for those things, he'll fulfill your desires. We should not ask Krishna for material things. I only ask Krishna for material things very rarely. Very rarely. And when I do ask them, I say, I'm sorry I'm asking you for this. So we should not ask Krishna for material things. We ask Krishna for service. Just give me some service. Let me do it. Or give me strength to do my service. Like that. Just like when Prabhupada was passing away, the devotees said, can we pray to Krishna to keep you here? Prabhupada said, you can pray to Krishna, if you desire, please allow Prabhupada. So we should pray like that. You know, if we go to Krishna, sometimes say, Krishna, if you desire, help me, like that. But don't say to Krishna, you have to do this, because maybe he won't do it. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Yeah.
Prabhuji, I had another question. You mentioned that we should not ask Krishna for like material things, but we see in the case of Draupadi, when she was being disrobed in the hall, she called out to Krishna to protect her being like disrobed. So how can we like understand this?
Yeah, well, that's when we explain anya bilashita shunyam. So you're asking something which is not contrary to devotional service. So, you know, imagine you're in an assembly of men and they're trying to take your clothes off in front of everyone. You would feel terrible, right? That's not cultured, right? So Draupadi was saying, Krishna, please help and save me. And if you save me, which he did, I will give my whole life to you, which she was already doing anyway. So, you know, Krishna will, that's not contrary to pure devotional service. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I was just looking for how to present Lord with a favorable presence. The Western person, he offered cigars from all his love.
No, I think that was an Indian person.
He was Indian. Even if he's coming from different culture.
Which is even worse.
If he's coming from different culture, like he wants to offer something to Krishna, but he doesn't know, like sometimes we offer prasadam with silver paper. You know what I mean, on the sweets? Silvery, what do you call it? Chandika Bharat?
Yeah, silver foil.
Silver, yeah, it's something on...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the sweets, yeah. All the Indian, like Hindus, they offer those to demigods, but they don't know that Krishna doesn't like it.
No, Krishna likes silver. There's no problem with...
It's not about it's the food, like the layer of the food.
Yeah, there's no problem with the silver. The problem is how they get the silver thin.
Silver thing, yeah.
That's the problem.
So not everyone
The actual
knows.
silver's okay.
Yeah, not everyone knows about that thing. So how can we offer anything to Lord Krishna? How can we define?
Well, you're cooking at
It's
home,
hard.
so just start with pure products. Right? You can offer silver to Krishna, but you have to make sure it's sourced from a proper place, that's all. Just make sure the ingredients that you offer to Krishna are pure, that's all. Do some research. And if you find out something's not pure, then don't offer it to Krishna, that's all.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
It's difficult in Kali Yuga. It's difficult in Kali Yuga.
It is.
Everything is contaminated. It's difficult in Kali Yuga.
True. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question, like practical question. How to be enthusiastic always in devotions, especially when you are sick? Like I am facing this problem. Like sometime I have migraine, very severe migraine, and then I feel very helpless. what to do, how to be enthusiastic in that situation.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. The material world is not easy. Material world key. It's not an easy place. So, that's not an easy circumstance. So, you have to, within your heart, you have to continue to offer obeisances to Krishna, which is what Lord Brahma prays. So in your heart, you just keep offering, say, Krishna, this is very difficult, but please help me not forget you. And in your mind, you chant. If you can't chant out loud because it hurts you, then in your mind, you keep chanting like that. It's not easy, but you have to practice. Because time of death is like that. Time of death is like everything starts falling apart. Sometimes the mind just goes crazy. The temperature in the body sometimes rises very, very hot. And you just feel completely disturbed, and still you have to try to put your mind on Krishna. It's not easy. So take it like that. That maybe it's like some practice or something. Or not easy. And the other thing is look after your health. Look after your health. Maybe there's something you are doing. Maybe you're eating the wrong foods, you're not doing enough exercise, which is very common amongst the devotees. And then everyone says, oh, I have this problem. Well, do something about it. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's something you can't do anything, but maybe it is in your control. So take it seriously. And then if there's nothing you can do, then just, it's difficult, but just try to think of Krishna, that's all. Is it okay?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
It's
Thank
not
you
easy.
so much.
Yeah, it's not easy. Any other question? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki? Nirjala Kodashi ki? Going back to Godhead ki? Gaura Premanande.